The question I want to answer here briefly is has to do with same-sex marriage, and it's how do you convince a non-Christian that same-sex marriage is going to be detrimental to him? How is it going to hurt that person or people who don't share our spiritual convictions? And the difficulty here, of course, is that people have to see the long-term consequences of ideas, not just am I going to be hurt tomorrow with some same-sex couple living down the street or across town or something like that. And the answer is, of course, in that sense, probably nothing. But in the long term, there are going to be consequences because ideas have consequences. So let me try to lay it out. There are two options to the question, what is marriage? It is either something in particular or it's nothing in particular. It's either got a natural teleology, that means that nature or God, however you want to construe it, if you're talking with a non-Christian you could say nature, has established reality to be a certain way so that men and women get together to have children, and that's the foundation of society, families, and culture has a desire to protect that. Or there is no natural teleology or natural end to marriage or family, and they can be anything you want them to be. Now, the same-sex marriage crowd wants to argue that marriage is a matter of definition and we can redefine it any way we want. And therefore we can redefine it as same-sex marriage. If we decide to go with same-sex marriage, we will be admitting to their point of view. We will be conceding that ground and saying that marriage isn't anything in particular, that it's completely a social construction and we can define it however we want. But once we do that, we have said we can define it however we want. And of course that would include same-sex marriage if we chose to do that, but it would include a whole lot of other things as well. Polygamy, polyandry, that's multiple husbands, one wife. Polyamory, that's like group marriage. Now when I bring this up as a consequence to the idea, people will respond and say, well, that's ridiculous. And I say, I agree, it is ridiculous, but it follows from your view. Once you say that there is no definition or natural teleology to marriage, that it can be anything you want to make it, it can be anything you want to make it. And what's to stop those things? The answer is nothing. They're already in the wings right now, legally speaking, ready to be on the ballot. People are already advancing those ideas. It's happened in other parts of the world. And by the way, there are more bizarre forms one could suggest, like, what about humans and animals? Now, I know you're thinking, that is the craziest thing. No one would ever think of that nonsense. This is what we said about same-sex marriage 20 years ago, and look at where we're at right now. The point I'm making is ideas have consequences. Once we legally say that there is no distinction between a heterosexual couple and a same-sex couple as far as the law is concerned, because we can define marriage any way we want, then the sky's the limit, if you will. And who knows what's going to happen then. And the government will enforce it. That means a loss of personal liberty. That means a loss of religious freedom. That means a violation of parental rights, and these things are already happening. There's plenty to be concerned about, even if you're not a Christian, if same-sex marriage becomes the law of the land.